Advanced options. There are advanced options you can use to create a report. To help explain them more fully, here is a diagram. Let's assume all the blue forms are the same form type. First, let's focus on this line. This is the pathway of the patient. This is the earliest point on the pathway that these questions are answered, regardless of whether they appear in the same form or not. If we look at the furthest point on the pathway, you can see a padlock icon. This is the latest point on the pathway that this form was created, regardless of whether the question was answered or not. The rest of the icons are associated with a pivot form. This box is automatically checked when choosing a procedure. This is because it gives you the ability to pick before and after this point, which is useful when wanting to pick pre-op and post-op forms. Let's look closer. The earliest point pre-pivot is the furthest point from the pivot form before the pivot form was created. The latest instance pre-pivot is the closest questions to the pivot form before the pivot form was created. The earliest and latest post-pivot are the same as the pre-pivot options, but after the pivot form was created. So let's imagine we have a form in the middle of our pivot forms. As you can see, it's the latest instance pre-pivot to the second pivot form, but the earliest instance post-pivot to the first pivot form. Go back to the form template. So we have the latest instance on the pathway form constrained, the earliest instance on the pathway, the earliest instance pre-pivot, the earliest instance post-pivot, the latest instance pre-pivot, and the latest instance post-pivot. Show selected items only is how we manipulate the questions. If we click on the EQ5D assessment, as you can see, we can now drop and drag the questions into different orders. If you left-click on a question, it brings up the Question Options button. From here, you can change the reporting column name. This will be how they will appear on the Excel spreadsheet, which changes both the name in the report template and the title of the column in Excel. The data type is set to default, which will make the data appear as text in Excel. If you would like it to appear as a date or to appear as a number, this will be needed for manipulating the data, such as performing an AutoSum function. Create Excel named range from distinct answers. Select the text box and type in the name of the column heading you would like to appear in Excel. This selects a unique list of question answers and puts it into a separate Excel worksheet with a separate column for each distinct list. If we were to have a form with a subform, for example an initial assessment, we can rearrange the subforms. If you left-click in the three lines in the form bar, it gives you the option to show deleted questions. This shows these normally hidden questions, and you can manipulate them just as you can with the questions that were not deleted. We are also able to rearrange these top-level forms into the position you would like to appear on Excel. Thank you for watching Advanced Options.